On Monday we looked at metalloids, and then we had just the introduction, and then we said metalloids are these elements that are found in between metals and non-metals. They have properties which put them in between. Then we looked at some of the examples, and I remember I gave you an assignment to have something to do with boron. We looked at the characteristics, and we said they are averagely less dense compared to the metals. We say their conductivity is less compared to that of metals. And then we say they are brittle. They can be crystals or non-crystals, depends on the temperature. And now among the uses today, we are going to look at the fact that most of them are used in electronics, like electronics chips. If you open all electronics, most of the electronics gadgets, and you look at the circuit board inside them, the small components that you see there, most of them are made of semiconductors, and basically we use silicon or germanium for this. And they can be used as detonators because most of them are radioactive, like they can react, they can explode given the conditions are favorable. And some of them are used as optical instruments. Optical equipment, this also is common with germanium. And now, if we could go and check on our list for boron, what we researched about boron, if you could check on your list and check the characteristics. Under the characteristics of boron, it's a silver black element. It is more of a crystalline element when you look at it. Sometimes it appears as a powder, but you will see that they are crystals. It is a pure conductor at high temperature and a pure insulator at low temperature. This is the interesting bit of it, because on normal temperatures you always find it not conducting. Like when you just get it at room temperature, it will not conduct. But when you increase the temperatures, it will conduct, and when you make the conductors very low, it is going to act purely as an insulator. And this leaves you to wonder why it is put in between metalloids. But since the average of these two creates a fair insulator conductor element, that's why it is put there. It is extremely hard. It is a hard metal. It is a hard element. Yet most of these ones are a bit soft, like they're not as hard as metals. But for this one, it is hard, and it becomes very hard when it is combined with carbon. It forms an alloy which is very hard. Then under the uses, it is used in rocket fuel as an igniter, and it can be used as a neutron absorber in nuclear reactions. Like it absorbs neutrons when you're dealing with nuclear reactions experiments. So that is boron. I'm not saying these are the only uses that it has, but you can check your list and see whether you have other uses, add them on. And if you do not have these ones, please add them on your list. Then today, we are just going to look at polonium as another element. It is a very radioactive element, and it was found by a female scientist called Marie Curie. It was named Polonium after the country Poland. This is where she lived. And among the characteristics, we've said it is very radioactive, it is silver green color, it is light, it is a light element. It is more of a crystal but light in weight. Then among the uses, it can be used as a trigger in the first bombs, like the first bombs, the ancient bombs, the bombs that they used in the past. It was used as a trigger. And currently it is used in photographic films to remove the dust. It has that element of attracting the dust in terms, like in static electricity, it attracts the dust of the films. Then it is used as a lightweight heat source in small spacecrafts like satellites and stuff. So it is very important. And the other thing, we said on Monday that it is sometimes referred to as a metal. This is basically because its conductivity will always go low when the temperature goes high, and that is a common property for metals. But when it comes to heat conductivity, it is very down. So then that makes it a semi-metal, and it is a very radioactive element. That one you've got to recall. Now, among the, I'm going to send you some papers, some papers on WhatsApp that have something to do with polonium. Almost all the elements under metalloids, You just read, see who found it, then how it is used. Just read through such that you have some knowledge on them, and pay attention on silicon, because silicon is your assignment for today. You're going to research about silicon, where it is found, who found it, the characteristics, and some of the uses. I know I've talked about one of the uses, and if you are very observant, you already have the uses. So I want you to write about the characteristics and then the uses, and then from there you go to your lab book papers, because this is the assignment for a full weekend. Lab book papers, where you have the yellow paper which has metalloids. Fill in the characteristics for metalloids. Write something on boron, I've already given it to you. Write something on polonium, I've already given it to you. Then the research that you would have got on silicon, also write it there. Then after writing, cut out those papers and glue them together and put them in your lab book. So I've given you about 4 assignments for these days up to Monday. The assignment is due Monday. You have a full weekend to do the lab booking. For today, just look for the silicon. Look for the characteristics and then the uses and who found it and where it is found. You're going to get this information from the papers I'm going to post on WhatsApp. Just upload them and then see. There is some information for you there. Nice time and nice weekend.